What up, y'all? Appreciate you showing up, hanging out, listening to my dumb ass. Like and subscribe. Hype. So the deterioration, the aftermath continues. The people aren't happy, and then you have some dude on Jeff Grubb's show. I guess his morning hot morning, whatever they call the show. Some British dude, but beans and toast, bangers and mash, talking about Xbox. I want to know. They have to be getting paid, because no one in their right mind would blame Xbox for the actions of PlayStation, right? You have to have a couple of brain cells to rub together to understand and realize that that's not a correlation right there. I mean, you could try, you have to imagine really hard to make it true, but it's a fallacy, it's a fantasy in your mind. But the reality is, Sony is a corporation that doesn't care about you as a gamer. It doesn't care about you as a customer, only in the sense that they can get money out of you. That's their goal. They literally said it in their sit-down talk. They're all lined up and they say, we're going to get more money out of these fools. Monetization, we're going to monetize their asses to the wheels fall off. No Vaseline. We're going to do that. That's our plan. And we're going to make a lot of money doing that. And that's what we're going to do. They said it just like it was like nothing's wrong with saying that out loud. That's how they said it, right? In their business meeting, that's how they said it. Now, they're implementing their plan, which is to milk the dried, evaporated milks of you guys. Like the green milk of Skywalker. The last Skywalker. I wonder what that actually tasted like. Because he was like, it was all... I was like, damn, I mean, kind of looks nasty, but it also looks like it tastes good. But he's just an old hermit guy. Anyway, so their plan to take advantage of their captive audience, if you will, which is not really true, because they can all escape. They can all escape to the greener pastures of Xbox. Green Xbox. Did you get that? The correlation? There's a correlation. Greener pastures, Xbox. It all lines up. Anyway, so they are, we discussed it last video. They're discontinuing disc production, physical media, physical disc, physical games in 2028 January. And everybody named Mama is having a fit. All the ponies are upset. I think Porter Rock's the only delusional one who's saying they changed their mind before, they'll do it again. I'm like, no. This was the plan. Remember, Fireside. This is all part of the plan. It's all part of their plan, man. And they don't care. They're looking at the numbers. And the funny thing is, here's the funny thing. They're at 80, whatever, 5%, whatever, 80, not even 90%. Xbox is at 91% digital and 9% physical. So Xbox would be more inclined to do what they're doing, PlayStation, but they're not. Now, I heard Boom talk about here's the easy win. He said what he had to say. I'm not going to repeat it, because I'm not stealing his shtick. You want to know what he had to say? You go listen to his show today. It was a pretty good show. Him and Fuzzy Belvedere was there chopping it up. Anyway, my idea is that... Okay, wait. I had it, now I escaped. Okay, so PlayStation, all digital. Xbox. Okay, so this is what they got to do. Xbox, I don't know if Asha is keen to what happened in 2013. I don't know if Matt Booty is keen. I don't know. There has to be somebody over there who knows what's up. They should be, if they're listening to us and they're seeing all the memes, they'd be like, oh, how'd that happen? Oh, that's when we lost everything. So, oh, okay. We should probably do that. I keep saying that. I think I said last video, you should do something like that. Now, all that they have to do is say that you will be able to play your physical discs on the Helix. Moving forward, we will have an option for you to play your physical discs on the Helix. If the Helix is a PC, you could just plug in a drive, boom, boom, boom. Honestly, the CD itself, it's not how it works on Xbox and how it has worked ever since ever since the Xbox One, basically. The physical disc it doesn't take the data off sometimes it does, but usually it doesn't. It's just a check. It's just a license check, and then it pulls the game off of their servers. So if they were to put data on the disc like part of the game, then it would speed up installation, especially if you have a super slow. I have super slow internet, so my it takes forever to download a game from the internet. But if it was on a disc, it's faster. It's a faster transfer rate from disc to. That's how slow my internet is. Well, actually, you know what? I don't know if that's actually true, because I know from SSD to SSD is faster. That takes like no time, like when you got to move files over, because it's like, oh, this game's on the wrong hard drive, you can't play with me, you got to play from it. Like, all right, whatever, boop boop, you do it, and like 2-3 minutes later it's done. So that's mad fast. But as far as CD reading the disc, that might be slower. So you know what? I'm gonna take that back. I don't know if it is slower, but it's still slow. Anyway, they can do that. But the main thing is for them to capitalize on the rake steps, the multiple rake steps in a row that PlayStation has done in the past 3 days. And I haven't been seeing anything right now. So I know Asha's she's in deep right now with all these the reset of Xbox, and maybe that's what's gonna happen. Maybe the reset, part of what I'm saying and what everybody's saying, yo, it's an easy W, all you got to do is this and that, give them their own medicine back, and blah blah blah. Maybe that's part of the reset. Maybe they got to get through, like, okay, this is what's happening, this is what happened, this is what happened, blah blah blah. And then, oh, also, yeah, we're gonna have a disk drive. We're gonna have a disk drive option. You know, and I don't mind if it doesn't come with a disk drive, but if I have the option to purchase the disk drive to, you know, then I'd be like, all right, cool, give me that, and make it look like a little mini Xbox 360. I'm gonna be stuck on that aesthetic, because that's still the best looking console that has ever been made. I'm gonna say that the original Xbox 360, the best looking console. Anyway, so I totally lost what I was gonna say. Something popped in and then it popped right out. But with the that's what happens when you do it and you're tired, and it's hot. It's still hot in Florida. It's like 1,000 degrees. Anyway, so Asha, she, like I said, she's in the middle of taking care of business over there, and also that's what it was. Was it Jason Schreier? He's been doing a lot of false reporting. Was it him, or it might have been Tom Warren? Anyway, they're all false reporting. Jason Schreier had to do a retraction of something he said. Some company that Xbox was working with is laying off people, and they say, oh, it's because of Xbox. Like, had nothing to do with Xbox, and then they just had that false correlation or whatever, and he had to put a retraction in it like 3 hours later. And then it was Tom Warren. What did he say? He said something about, Obsidian. Now, there was rumors. This is why I didn't report. I haven't reported on any of this stuff, right? Because there was rumors that, Obsidian's on the chopping block. Obsidian, right? And then, I forgot who it was that came out and verified and said, yeah, nah, they're not in talks and negotiations. No, they're safe, basically. And I'm like, see, that's why I don't say nothing. Y'all are over here running around trying to get stories, trying to get content, trying to say stuff, but you're not saying nothing because you just, some bum on the street says something. Say, oh, snap, word, Xbox is going down to doodle shoot. Let's put out a story. Let's go. And since this Xbox bad, you can put it out and people won't think twice because they think it's true, because y'all, that's what y'all have been doing this whole generation. And so now it's normal to have Xbox bad news, even though there's no Xbox bad news. So when the official word comes out and it's not as bad as all of y'all are making it to be, then I'm gonna look at all of y'all like idiots. That's all. Or it's going to be worse. Who knows? We don't know. Because it's all rumors and y'all are all talk shit. So I ain't listening to none of y'all. I listen to Asha. I listen to Matt. I listen to Machu. I listen to Stein because he's funny now. I listen to Aaron because he works there. I don't listen to Satya because he talks a lot about AI. And listen, when you get in the weeds, when you start talking to somebody about AI, it's like a whole nother land. I'm like, yo, I dropped out of college. You talking this? I was trying to take college algebra, and yep, I said nope. I noped it on 2 occasions. I was like, yeah, my brain is not on the right frequency to be messing with these integers and all. I was like, I can't do this. I can't do this. Like, how? When do you use? I guess if you're gonna be a AI guy or a software engineer, I don't even. Do you use algebra in software engineering? I don't even know. I mean, it's all logic and stuff, but anyway, sorry, tangent. But yeah, so the calamity continues. Everybody's hating PlayStation right now. PlayStation, and not the funny thing, but the obvious thing, the thing that they have done this whole generation, silence. They're silent. And this silence is hurting, because the problem with their silence, right, is that all these narratives are gonna run wild. It's happened to Xbox, right? They've been clapping back, so that's good. But when it happens to PlayStation and it's bad news, and they got nobody to say nothing to clap back or to rebuke or rebuttal or anything, they got nothing, then it must be true. Because that's how it's been like this whole generation. Actually, not really, but and it's not even that, right? It's like they're not saying anything, but like what's happening is ponies and donkey unicorns and PlayStation fans are angry because they see the reality of the situation. They see that, they're trying to make this digital thing so that there's only one storefront you can buy these games at, and they can price not price check, but they can fix the price fix. They're gonna price fix they're doing it now. People are putting up Amazon listings of Metal Gear Solid for $25, and then on the PlayStation Store it's $50 or $60 or something like that. And I'm like, that right there. And so I don't even know if the European Union, they can't be down with that. I mean, I understand they got tides in there, so maybe they'll look the other way. But then something's wrong. Something's crooked. EU, they got EU in their pocket. So you got to look at that. I want to see if the FTC is going to say something about it. They have to, because they literally they're getting sued for exactly that, for like price fixing and having for a monopoly of the storefront. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, basically that's what they're setting up for the PlayStation. And so anybody who's saving up money for a PlayStation, I mean, look, I'm a collector, right? And I'd be like, yeah, man, I'm gonna give me a PlayStation. There's a PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5, PlayStation 6, or whatever. Not right away, I'll wait till the price goes down. It's in the thrift shop or something. It's in the swap shop. It's got a scratch on it. $20. Let's go. I'll get it then, and I'll throw it on the shelf and never play it. But yeah, no, I'm not getting an A, because obviously not worth the money. B, I'm not an enthusiast like that, because I don't care what kind of games you got. The problem with like PlayStation is that they have a couple of games that, that's a cool game, that's a cool game, that's a cool game, and then it's gone. Your cool single player game is only going to take you so far. Xbox has a legacy of multiplayer. They started online console gaming. They started it, and they're still better at it than PlayStation. They had online games before PlayStation. They had multiplayer online games before PlayStation. PlayStation literally bought the company that created the most successful online game for Xbox, and they ruined that. I'm not saying they ruined it entirely on their own, just like how Sega didn't ruin it entirely on their own and become what they are now. they had help from Bungie. So if you want to make a correlation, you could actually make a correlation of Sony and Sega, in that Sony and Bungie equals Sega of America and Sega of Japan and Sony. You know what I'm saying? So all those factors, yeah, for the failure of Bungie, failure of live service. Honestly, the failure of live service and the overall failure of live service is twofold. It's Bungie's fault and it's PlayStation's fault, because PlayStation sucks at it, and they thought that Bungie was good at it, but Bungie just sabotaged any hope or dream of them actually having success, because they listened to Bungie, and Bungie was not there to help Sony. Bungie was self-serving. Bungie was there to help Bungie. If you know, to remember, I know this is a tangent, but Firewalk, the guys who made Concord, the biggest most giant failure in the history of video games. Thank you, Sony. Those guys from Firewalk were ex-Bungie guys. Y'all knew that. And so I'm like, oh, that's why Concord got the green light. And nobody played it before. Like no outside reviews or alphas or something. You're saying like, yo, what's up with the character designs? Why does big fat person over here being big and fat? Not that there's anything wrong with being fat. Some people like big and fat. Some people like the cushion for the pushing. Some people wear it very well, indeed. But I know we're talking about representation and all that stuff, and that's fine. And I honestly, I'm gonna be real. The fact that the person was big and fat, can I say that without offending people? They were big. Technically they were obese, but whatever. I don't like using that word because it's kind of dumb. They were big and fat, and the problem wasn't that they were big and fat. The problem was that the design was uninspired. It was high fidelity, but uninspired nonetheless, and it was ugly. It didn't look like you can say like, yo, this person's big, but they wearing that. Like Bruce, I think he passed away, but he's a comedian. He might be still alive. I don't know. But he always wore these suits, and he was like fly. I'm like, damn, bro, man, he was big. He's a big boy, but he was fly. Saying you don't need to be all skinny and anorexic. That's the other side. You know, you so super skinny, you look like a skeleton with skin on it. I'm like, what? You don't look healthy. And I think that's what it is. Outside of the aesthetics of the design of the costumes and stuff, like if you just strip them down to their human forms, and I think that was the main problem with it, is because you have a bigger person, a big fat person on there. If it's stylized, then you can get like this, like the character Peg Leg Girl on Horizon Hunter Gatherer, whatever it's called. I mean, she's big, she's fast too. I'm like, how's she so fast? Would she got bionic peg leg or something? Anyway, but it's like you look past the fact that she's a big giant person, like robust, and you're looking at the art design. You're like, okay, I mean, she's big, but the art design is still cool. I mean, I'll give that game credit. Art design looks cool, the characters look cool, but you know. And so when you make something looking realistic like Concord did, and you just make you put a big person there, it's like it's just a big person and it looks realistic, but then it's like there's no like disbelief, or there's no not disbelief, but anyway, I'm sorry. rambling about the failures of Concord, but it really was the inability of their characters to capture the audience, and that's what it is, right? Like you got, you know, hot sauce guy who's a lizard, or I don't know what he is, and then you get Starfish Man, is he Drax? I don't know, man. It's so weird. Anyway, I'm sorry for the reminiscing down the dead game alley. But their games and services have always lacked, and Bungie helped solidify that, and Bungie's having trouble, blah 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 blah, right? And the fact, I mean, we talked about last video how they're double downing, triple downing, quadruple downing on live service games, and I'm like, y'all, I don't get the Helldivers guys to make another game. That's the only thing I can say, because you close down. They closed down Destiny because it wasn't making enough money and they were spending too much money, but that was Bungie because they were just spending too much money to make what they were making. You know, it's a whole bunch of bad stuff going on PlayStation. They're not saying anything, and that's not even talking about this whole digital, the physical games going away and all that stuff, and everybody's hating it, and everybody's like MBG up in here like, I'm not buying a PlayStation 6. Nope. And he showed him canceling his PS Plus. I was like, it runs out in like, when is it? It wasn't. It was March to March. So I guess March 2027 it runs out. I don't know. I don't remember. But I was like, really? Okay, whatever. But I'm gonna keep my eye out. I want to see what these ponies and donkey unicorns are saying. But at the same time, it's like the timing is such that, like I said, we have to wait to see what Asha says, see what kind of happens over on the Xbox side, and when that dust settles, and we'll say, okay, now they can go hit that reset button and be like, all right, this is what's up. Sega, do that. Xbox, is that? I don't know. I mean, it's the same syllables, but Sega is just Sega. That's just classic. But yeah, man, it's like, it's like, remember I said the crash is happening. I mean, Alex said the crash is happening. Luke Stevens said the crash is happening. Right now it is happening, and you're looking at it and it's like, okay, it's happening. And Sony is doing things to make it worse for consumers overall. And I'm like, how do they get away with doing what they do and people not, I mean, I see all the nerds, all the ponies, all the donkey unicorns, all the enthusiasts reacting because we're paying attention, but the casuals. So that's the thing, is like, can this stuff get into like primetime news or whatever, so like the casuals will be watching and like, what's happening with PlayStation? They're stopping making the discs. Oh no, I guess they're not making no more PlayStations. Gotta go get an Xbox now. See how that would happen? Like, a casual would just assume, oh, they're not making games anymore, so the PlayStation's dead. Okay, so go get an Xbox now. That's how that works, because it's just like, I don't know how or why it happens that way, but it's just, they jump into conclusions. The conclusion is that PlayStation's not making any more physical games, so they're not making any more consoles. That's how it works. But whatever. I mean, like Paris said, gotta wait to see what happens. And that whole Obsidian thing was a prime example of y'all are jumping to conclusions. You need to relax and see what officially happens. I hope it's not as bad as people were saying, because once again, rumors, and they want to exaggerate it so that it could be really, really bad for Xbox. But actually, one thing that I hope is happening is that I don't know if Asha is that person to do this, but Phil kind of was. And he did it to Jeff Keighley on the Series X reveal. But if Asha's like that clever, that keen, that like kind of renegade. Remember, she said you want to be renegade. So what if she, Matt, Matthew, all the peeps in there like, yo, we're gonna leak some false information. And let's say they leaking false information. All these studios are closing down. All these things are happening. And at the same time, like, they're like, all right, we're gonna have some movement, but what if the movement was just the people who already retired, like the heads, Craig Duncan, and some of the other lady, I can't remember her name, and some of the other people heads that, I mean, that makes sense because they get paid a lot of money, and if you let go, if you retire, if you will, the people who are making a lot of money, then you don't have to fire a lot of the lower paid people because they're not making multiple six figures a year, So maybe the worst is already passed. I don't know. I'm just saying. Will they close some studios? Maybe that was all hyperbole too. Maybe that was all part of the plan. So that it's like, oh, it's gonna be doom and gloom, and then boom. Oh yeah, no, it's not. We're not. Yeah, we've evaluated it, and yeah, we're good. We just had to rearrange some stuff. Some people left, and that's cool. Wish them well. They got a nice fat package on the way out. They're good. Pause. So yeah. Is Asha that type? Is Asha the one to be like, yeah, we gonna flip it on these fools, give them that false stuff, see, and that's a way to test the media, right? Because we've all been saying the media is biased, the media is biased, the media is biased. I don't know if she realized that, but I'm sure she does now. But maybe she needed to see for herself. She wanted to do a little test, and that would be the perfect test, to put out that kind of false, exaggerated information. Leakers be damned, whatever leaked that, or they understand, they know who leaked it, because it was part of the plan, so they're not going to get fired. But maybe maybe they're looking for moles. Who knows? But that would be crazy if it was like a plan. If that was part of the plan, I'm like, yo, Asha's a beast. Yo, she's out here plotting and planning against y'all fools. Then she goes, yeah, we got disk drives in the boo. I mean, we got a disk drive less one, and then we got a disk drive. Just like the current Xbox Series X. Give you a white one with no disk drive on it. Give you a black one with the disc. With the black disc. Pause. Anyway, I appreciate you. Subscribe. Hit me up in the comments below. Let me know what you think about my crazy theory about Asha being a super spy lady. I don't know. And look, the ongoings of the PlayStation Nation just crumbling down, having panic attacks, they don't know what to do. It's hilarious. It really is funny. And they are hoping that Sony reverses course or something. Nah, bro. Nah, they're not gonna do that. Remember, this isn't Jim Ryan's Sony. This is, it's barely Nishi. This is Hiroki Totoki's Sony. Hiroki Totoki is the big boss, and he was the CFO. So that's what he's thinking about. He's thinking about that money, and any way to get it from y'all. But anyway, I preach, and I'll tell you on the next one too. To wait.